Welcome to El Profe's Classroom. Classes in session. And today, or tonight, we're going to be continuing our road to the Oscars with the number 8, actually, number 9 film uh, in the Best Picture category. And that is Yorgos Lanthimos' Bugonia. Um, we're already almost at the end of this series. And what a way to cap it off, almost cap it off, than with, I think, one of my favorite or one of the most interesting directors on this list, of, Guillermo del Toro and Paul Thomas Anderson. Uh, so, Bugonia, what the hell is that? Bugonia is written by Will Tracy, who's known for being a writer for Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and also the film The Menu. If you saw The Menu, then you'll get an idea about the kind of ideas that you'll get with this film. Uh, it's also written by Yang Jun Hwan. Is a Korean writer, director, and cinematographer. Um, so, so you have those two writers, and then directed by the Greek the Greek director Yorgos Lanthimos. If you've it's I don't think if you've been watching movies and been watching the films that have been nominated and all that, I'm sure you know about Yorgos Lanthimos. He directed films like other films that have been nominated, like Poor Things. He directed The Favorite, which was also nominated for Best Picture. He directed The Lobster. He directed Dogtooth. He is a incredibly interesting director in the way that the stories he elects to tell. So we have Lantimos, and he teams up with a very another well-known name who she's always, or at least for the past couple of films, has been working with Lantimos, uh, and that is Emma Stone. Uh, Emma Stone from films like La La Land and ECA and the film Poor Things as well. And he also teams up with Jesse Plemons, who has suddenly gained a lot of traction based on films like The Power of the Dog and Killers of the Flower Moon, another two movies that were nominated. It also stars Aiden Delvis and Stavros Halkias. A couple of other actors are in this film, but most of those roles are very small. Uh, and this is one of the things about this film. This is a very close or very small production in terms of the people the actors that are needed for it. Almost like a chamber piece in a little way. But what is Bugonia about? Basically, these two conspiracy obsessed uh, people, uh, played by Teddy and Don. Teddy is played by Clemens, and Don by Aiden Delvis. They are cousins, and Delvis has some problems with learning disabilities. He has or something like that that makes him more susceptible to what uh, Teddy tells him. And Teddy grew up in a house where, or at least that's the thing that you can glean from the context of the film. He grew up in this household that's filled with conspiratory ideas. So they decide to kidnap the CEO of a company, in order to uh, stop her, because they're convinced that she's an alien, and that she wants to destroy the Earth. So that's where the basic that's basically the plot of the movie, and that's the starting point. And I'm not gonna I don't wanna skew skew your way of thinking, so I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. I will say that Lantimos is very well known for being one of the pioneers of what they call the Greek weird wave. He basically started this film movement um, of Greek filmmakers, uh, in which I would also like to name Athena Rachel Sangari, who, if you've never seen a film from her, she's very good as well. And that's one of the things about this film movement. It's it's weird, and it's weird with a purpose. Uh, it's about absurdism and surrealism. Things happen that don't make sense, or they make sense, but they're maybe non sequiturs. You don't understand why they're happening, but there's a reason, and they're part of the story or the message that they're trying to convey. Most of the films are in this movement are, low budget, or lower budget. Lantimos was able to take this film movement and the style of the film movement and successfully translate it into big Hollywood pictures. So that's a victory in and of itself. It's not easy to do, but the films usually deal with dysfunction. If you've never seen a Greek weird wave film, Yorgos Lanthimos' Dogtooth is probably the one to go to. It's a weird one. It makes you uncomfortable. It's a strange one. So you have to go in with that mentality. So this is basically a chamber piece in terms of you have uh Teddy, Don, and Emma Stone's character, the CEO, all in this house. And the film is about the conversations that these three characters have. Uh, Clemens trying to convince uh, Delvis, Delvis's character, Don, that what they're doing is the right thing, even going so far as chemically castrating themselves to not fall into the female wiles of the alien. Um, and and the way um, Emma Stone's character tries to convince Clemens or Teddy that she is not an alien, or just playing the game of of making him think that she's admitting that she's an alien, so that things are easier to control. Uh, it's basically those characters. Also, Stavros Halkis' character, which is a cop. There's a strange thing going there that they didn't really explore, um, but it's kind of a weird thing that I picked up. But besides that, it's this is Greek weird wave. There's no two ways about it. So you can expect it to be kind of absurdist. It's funny at times. It's heartbreaking most of the time. And characters do things that you think would not normally be things that people would logically do. But uh, we know, if you've lived long enough and you've read the news long enough, you'll realize that maybe they're not as strange as we might think. So it's there's not like it's not as beautifully shot as a film like Train Dreams, because that's not the point. Um, Train Dreams or Hamnet or films like that have these gorgeous outdoor shots and all that. This is not a film that wants that. This film wants to make you feel uncomfortable. It wants to be closed off. It wants to be and keep you enclosed, and it does a good job of that. So uh, it's a very interesting film. I don't think it's Lantimos' strongest. I think The Favorite is incredible. I think The Lobster is incredible. So if you've never seen a Yorgos Lanthimos I would probably recommend one of those two, especially The Lobster. But it's still incredible to me that Lantimos was able to get that film movement that's a very contained and special uh, thing about basically Greek filmmakers and make it mainstream. So those are my thoughts on Bugonia. I think it's a really good movie. Not as great as probably as other films on this list. So so far I don't think there's been an actual stinker here. Um, I think probably F1 is the one I think I probably like the least, but I still didn't think it was a bad movie at all. So those are my thoughts on Bugonia. Tell me what your favorite. Have you seen Bugonia first of all? Did you like it? What do you think? And what's your favorite Yorgos Lanthimos film? If you have one. If you don't, go watch The Lobster. It's a incredible film. Super interesting. So that's about it for this, the almost the last episode of this series. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Class dismissed.